So it's 2025. AI can write your grocery list. TikTok trends last, about 3 hours now if you're lucky. Then we have these ridiculous action cameras and pocket cameras. And oh, I love my Pocket 3, by the way. And mirrorless cameras can now do pretty much everything short of a backflip. So why does this little guy, the Sony ZV-E10, still turn heads and has continued to be my go-to camera for the past 3 years? And before you say something like, wait, isn't that camera from like 2021? Yeah, it is. And that's the thing. In a world of ever-changing technology, many content creators are still reaching for a camera that's 4 years old, including me. Why? Because it nails the stuff that actually matter. It's affordable, it's compact, it produces beautiful image quality, and Sony just knows how to make gear that feels made for creators, not just camera nerds who spend too much time pixel peeping. Guilty, by the way. This bad boy outkicked the coverage when it comes to its price tag. And for sake of comparison, it has aged better than many of its competitors, as well as most smartphones that came out in 2021. It's a full-on content creation beast. It's beginner-friendly, it's budget-friendly, and it's still a workhorse for photographers and videographers. Let me tell you and show you why the ZV-E10 is still a game changer today. When it was released, the ZV-E10 made its name as a go-to vlogging camera. But limiting it to that is kind of like calling a Swiss Army knife a bottle opener. This camera shoots beautiful photos, records sharp video, and handles live streaming like a pro. It's basically a portable production studio that you can throw in your backpack. For photographers, you get a 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor that captures detailed dynamic images with excellent color and low light performance. For videographers, you get 4K at 30 frames per second, and at 1080p, you can go 120 frames per second for slow motion. For streamers, just plug it in via USB-C and you've got clean video for Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, TikTok Live, YouTube Live, Kick, Twitch. I think you get the point. And the best part, it doesn't require a manual the size of a Harry Potter book to get you started. If you're new to cameras, this puppy is perfect for you. The fully articulating screen helps you frame shots, record solo, or get creative angles. It has a built-in product showcase mode, which allows for instant focus, switching between your face and a product with no need for menu diving. There's a background defocus button. All you do is press it once for creamy bokeh, bokeh.
The right answer in Japanese is bokeh.
Personally, I don't actually use the defocus button. Get yourself a nifty 50 1.8 for a couple $100 and you can get better bokeh, creamier bokeh. But don't let the simplicity fool you. You can grow with this camera. You can shoot an S-Log, which is great for advanced users who want to do their own color grading. You can add external mics, attach interchangeable lenses, and build out a full rig. It's kind of like having a golf cart that has a turbocharger and a spoiler. Now let's talk quality. Despite newer releases, the ZV-E10 still holds its own. The APS-C sensor is a powerhouse for both photos and video. You get crisp 4K video, fast and reliable eye-tracking autofocus, excellent detail and dynamic range, and solid low-light performance for those moody cafe shots or late-night shoots. The ZV-E10 is light, compact, and designed for on-the-go creators. It's got everything you need: a mic input plus headphone jack so you can monitor your audio, a USB-C charging so you can record while plugged in, a hot shoe mount for adding lights or mics. There's no recording limit. Remember the days of 30-minute caps? Yeah, the ZV-E10 doesn't play those games.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
And the accessories? They're pretty much endless. Add a cage, a shotgun mic, a wide-angle lens, and you're a one-person film crew. Let's get a little nerdy for a second. Here's some technical specs for why the ZV-E10 is still legit in 2025. As I mentioned, it has a 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor, still the sweet spot for vloggers who want shallow depth of field without going full frame and full wallet. It can shoot 4K video at 30 frames per second for crisp, detailed video that's still perfect for YouTube, Instagram Reels, TikToks, you name it. It can shoot slow motion in 1080p at 120 frames per second because nothing says cinematic like pouring coffee in slow-mo. It has a flip-out screen, a must-have for vloggers unless you enjoy filming half your face. You can change out lenses, so you're not stuck with just one lens forever. Get fancy with a lens like the Sigma 16mm 1.4, which is like $400, but boom, does it give you a creamy background blur for days. I love that lens. Now, are there newer cameras out there? Of course. There's the Sony ZV-E10, the FX30, the DJI Pocket 3, a fantastic little camera. But here's the thing, when it comes to price to performance ratio, the ZV-E10 still wins. It's like buying a used Tesla that's a few years old, but still drives like new. Sure, there's a model Z10000 or whatever, but is it really necessary? It's debatable. Battery life? Not the best by any means, but still decent. Custom buttons? Yep. It's easy to customize the buttons on the ZV-E10 according to your own style and your preferences. And you can plug the camera into your computer and live stream in full HD with no capture card. It's a content creator's dream. Now let's be honest, the ZV-E10 is far from perfect. There's no in-body stabilization. This is probably, at least in my opinion, one of the biggest drawbacks of this camera. If you want super smooth video, you'll need a stabilized lens, a gimbal, or a really good handheld technique, unless you want your vlog to look more like a Jason Bourne movie. Another downside, the rolling shutter is still noticeable when you pan quickly or vlog while sprinting. If you're not familiar with what a rolling shutter effect is, instead of capturing the entire image at a single moment, the camera sensor scans the image line by line from top to bottom, or sometimes horizontally or rotationally. When a fast-moving object is captured, the top part of the object might be recorded slightly earlier than the bottom part, creating a bit of a warped or slightly distorted appearance. So maybe just don't sprint. And lastly, you cannot shoot 4K at 60 frames per second. So if you're hooked on smooth 4K slow-mo, this probably isn't going to be a good match for you. However, it will shoot full HD 1080p at 120 frames per second. And at 120 frames per second, you can slow down your footage by 4 times if you play it back at 30 frames per second, or 5 times at 20 frames or 24 frames per second. The footage is clean and it is sharp. And although you lose a bit of detail compared to 4K, if you're using the footage for social media, I promise you, most viewers will not know the difference. Another option for slow motion footage with the Sony ZV-E10 is the quick and slow mode. This is Sony's in-camera feature that lets you record slow motion or time lapses and play them back at a normal speed without needing to slow it down in post-editing. But these are trade-offs that you can work with, especially considering the price point. So who should buy this camera in 2025? Let's be real. This isn't for a Netflix cinematographer or a filmmaker looking for 6K RAW. But if you're a vlogger, a TikTok creator, a YouTuber, a solo content creator, a streamer or online educator, or really anyone who wants great quality gear without mortgaging their house, the ZV-E10 is still a banger. It's beginner friendly, but powerful enough to grow with. And in 2025, that's exactly what a lot of creators need. Gear that's affordable and doesn't get in the way. Unless you absolutely need 4K at 60 frames per second, in-body stabilization, or 10-bit internal recording, the ZV-E10 gives you everything else at a price that's still tough to beat. Here's the best part. Because this camera has been out for a few years, in 2025, you can grab the ZV-E10 brand new for just under $800. And that comes with a kit lens. You can find a used or refurbished one with a kit lens for like $700, I think maybe just under $700. And if you want just the body only, I just saw a renewed one on Amazon for just $555. That's a great deal. All of these are a really great value for the quality that you're going to get. Think about it. For under $1,000, you can have a professional quality setup with a good lens and a mic and a cage and more. That's impressive. Compare that to some of the newer mirrorless cameras that start at $1,200, and that's just for the body. You could build out an entire content kit with a camera, lens, mic, tripod for less than a lot of folks spend on a single lens. So is the Sony ZV-E10 still a game changer in 2025? By now you know what my answer is. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's still a great camera for beginners and intermediate users. It bridges the gap between beginner and pro, between affordability and capability. It's a camera that grows with you and supports whatever kind of content you want to create, from vlogging, photography, video production, streaming, and more. That's why 4 years later, it's still in people's bags, mine included. It's the one I'm using right now. It's still in people's YouTube setups, and it's still dominating in value. I'll leave links for the ZV-E10 in the description, as well as some of the accessories that I like to use with the ZV-E10. Let me know in the comments, are you using the ZV-E10 in 2025? Thinking of getting one? Or have you upgraded? And if so, to what? I'm curious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more gear reviews and content creation tips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.